What if the shadows lurking in your mind are actually your greatest allies in disguise? Will you take the risk to explore their secrets, or will you remain shackled by your own unacknowledged fears? In this video, I'll reveal how to harness the power of what we perceive as evil and use it as fuel for a life-altering transformation. You might be asking, how can something dark lead to light? Together, we'll explore how the shadows in your life can become the key to your awakening, and whether confronting personal demons can turn those forces into your greatest allies. Finally, I'll guide you through the process of using this energy to ignite profound change within yourself, based on ancient principles that have transformed many before you. Chapter 1. The Invitation, Hidden in Darkness. Look, what if the darkness you dread is the universe's way of offering you a ticket to your own awakening? Imagine this. Two evils exist, lurking at the edges of your consciousness. One, the familiar interdimensional forces, demons, jinn, and other dark entities. The other, a positive evil that, while challenging, ultimately guides you towards soul evolution. These shadows, often seen as enemies, might actually be invitations, opportunities to uncover hidden truths about yourself. What if the obstacles you face are not just random hardships, but secret pathways to discovering your true self? This is where shadow work comes in. Shadow work is the process of exploring and integrating the hidden or suppressed aspects of yourself to achieve personal growth and self-awareness. By embracing it, you don't just confront your darkness, you reclaim untapped power, hidden fears, repressed emotions. These are the keys to unlocking new levels of strength, clarity, and resilience. Take a moment and reflect. What challenge in your life might be an invitation to explore a part of yourself you've been avoiding? What have you been running from? As we journey further, you'll come to see that not all shadows are to be feared. Some carry within them the seeds of profound personal transformation. Understanding both kinds of evil isn't just about survival. It's about evolution. And as you dive deeper, you'll find that facing these evils is the key to unlocking your true potential. Chapter 2. Whispers from the Shadows. What if the fears that haunt your thoughts are not just your own, but echoes of a hidden influence pulling the strings of your mind? Now, let's turn our attention to the Brothers of Darkness, silent puppeteers pulling strings from realms beyond our perception. These interdimensional beings work tirelessly against human spiritual progress, weaving fear and doubt into the fabric of our daily lives. Their whispers infiltrate the dark corners of your mind, planting seeds of uncertainty that leave you questioning your worth, your purpose. Insidious and ever-present, they thrive on the shadows within us. Those fears, wounds, and unresolved emotions we've buried deep. It's in these places of ignorance that they gain their strongest foothold, trapping us in cycles of fear. Imagine someone paralyzed by fear of failure, convinced they'll never succeed. But through shadow work, they face their inner darkness, unravel the false narratives, and break free from the grip of these puppet masters. You might not always hear them, but their influence is unmistakable, like faint echoes tugging at your thoughts. But here's the key. Awareness is your first weapon. By recognizing their presence, you begin to dispel the shadows they exploit. The light of awareness disrupts their control, paving the way for your true spiritual evolution. Awareness, after all, is the first step toward liberation. Chapter 3. Echoes in the Night. Imagine this. The vivid nightmares you experience are not just figments of your imagination, but insidious forces trying to keep you trapped in your own mind. The Brothers of Darkness employ subtle yet powerful tactics, infiltrating dreams and slipping into your consciousness when you're most vulnerable. You might experience vivid nightmares, unsettling emotions that seem to come out of nowhere, or even sudden feelings of despair. Their goal: to keep you disoriented and fearful, feeding on your unconscious wounds. These tactics thrive because they exploit the shadows within, your hidden fears, insecurities, and past traumas. But here's the truth. Their power weakens when you face your inner darkness head-on. Shadow work illuminates these hidden areas, making it harder for these beings to manipulate you. Start with a simple exercise. Take a moment to journal about times you felt manipulated or powerless. Ask yourself, what emotions did this experience trigger? What fears or insecurities might have been at play? This reflection is the first step toward understanding how they influence your life. I'll give you an example of how this exercise can look. Let's say you recently had an argument with a friend, and afterward you felt unusually upset or even powerless. In your journal, write down what happened. What did your friend say? How did you respond? Then, reflect on the emotions it triggered. Did it bring up old feelings of abandonment or self-doubt? By exploring these deeper layers, you'll start to uncover the hidden fears or insecurities that might be shaping your reaction. This is the first step in using shadow work to regain control. Awareness is a disruptor. Recognizing when and where the Brothers of Darkness tried to manipulate you shifts you from a place of victimhood to empowerment. Shadow work becomes your shield, protecting you as you reclaim your personal power. Throughout history, dark forces have manipulated entire societies. But now, by shining light on your shadows, you can break free and reclaim your agency. Chapter 4. The Fog You Can't See. I need to be honest with you. The darkness that shrouds our communities isn't just ignorance. It's a manipulation of our deepest fears, and your healing could disrupt their sinister plan. The Brothers of Darkness don't just operate on an individual level. They are the fog that blankets entire societies, much like a creeping mist that silently invades a city at night, distorting the familiar landscape until nothing seems clear. They corrupt belief systems subtly, eroding foundations from within, like termites gnawing away at the beams of a house. Over time, fear and ignorance take root, spreading through communities like wildfire, leaving division and distrust in their wake. Their influence permeates everyday life: political unrest, social discord, and even the media's manipulation of truth. You may not always see the direct cause, but the haze they cast blurs our collective vision, keeping humanity trapped in spiritual stagnation, unable to break free from their invisible grasp. Look to the ancient emerald tablets, which serve as an ancient warning. These beings have walked among us for centuries, not as physical presences, but as forces manipulating the very fabric of our consciousness. Just as they once sowed chaos in forgotten civilizations, pitting neighbor against neighbor, they continue their work today, feeding off the collective shadow, the unspoken fears of economic collapse, the biases that divide us, the traumas passed down through generations. By exploiting these shared wounds, they keep entire societies bound in a cycle of fear and conflict. But just as light pierces through the thickest fog, confronting our personal shadows shines light into these dark places, unraveling the chains they've used to bind us. Consider this. Over 40% of people report feeling controlled by fear, whether through societal pressures, media influence, or personal insecurities. Imagine what might shift if each of us did our shadow work, bringing light to the darkness they exploit. So, what's your role in this collective transformation? How might your personal healing contribute to the greater good? As we move forward, I'll reveal techniques that not only empower you individually, but also spark societal change. The takeaway? Healing yourself is the first step in healing society. Together, we can lift the fog, prepare to be shocked. What if the shadows you're avoiding are not just shaping your life, but rewriting your DNA and the future of your entire bloodline? Recent breakthroughs in neuroscience have uncovered something incredible. Emotional trauma doesn't just haunt you. It can actually alter your genetic code and be passed down to your descendants. Imagine, the very fears you bury today could be silently sculpting the lives of your children and grandchildren. What if your shadow work could break a cycle stretching across generations? Chapter 5. The Test You Didn't Expect. What if every obstacle in your path is a sacred test, crafted not to hinder you, but to ignite your evolution? Let's shift our focus to the Lord of Three. a cosmic force that, unlike the Brothers of Darkness, doesn't seek to trap you in fear, but rather challenges you to grow. Think of the Lord of Three as a master teacher who presents difficulties not out of malice, but with the intention of pushing your soul toward evolution. While the Brothers of Darkness act as the fog that blinds, the Lord of Three acts more like a storm, harsh and unsettling, yet cleansing. The discomfort they bring is undeniable, but these trials are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen and refine you. Imagine a young seedling struggling to push through the hard earth. It faces resistance, but this resistance is what forces it to grow strong roots and become resilient. The Lord of Three's challenges are much like that soil. At first, difficult to break through, but essential for your development. When faced with trials, it's easy to shrink away. But shadow work ensures that you are prepared to meet these challenges with courage and clarity. By dissolving your inner fears and resistance, you begin to see these obstacles as invitations to grow rather than barriers. Take a moment to reflect on a recent struggle in your life. Could it have been a lesson, an opportunity for growth, rather than a setback? When viewed through the lens of shadow work, these trials become stepping stones toward profound personal evolution. The difference between the Brothers of Darkness and the Lord of Three is clear. The former seeks to confine, while the latter seeks to elevate. Chapter 6. Walking through the unknown. Look, the very trials that make you tremble are the flames that will mold you into your most powerful self. The darkness brought by the Lord of Three is not the kind that seeks to consume or imprison. It's a forge where steel is tempered, where souls are tested and strengthened. This darkness holds within it the potential for profound transformation, though at first it may feel overwhelming, like stepping into the unknown. But within this mystery lies the key to your growth. Shadow work acts as the lantern that guides you through this darkness. It illuminates the path, helping you recognize that these challenges are not obstacles to fear, but opportunities to shed old limitations. The discomfort you feel in facing these trials is simply the heat of the forge, molding you into something stronger, clearer, more empowered. Think of a difficult moment in your life where you felt lost, only to find later that it was during that struggle that you gained the most insight. These moments are not punishments, they are invitations to grow. The darkness of the Lord of Three is an essential part of the journey, a necessary challenge that reveals your inner strength. Embrace this process, knowing that each step through the darkness leads to personal empowerment. Growth is found not by avoiding the forge, but by walking through it with courage and clarity. Chapter 7. The hidden message behind obstacles. What if the obstacles in your path are not walls, but the sculptor's chisel, carving you into a masterpiece of resilience? Challenges are integral to spiritual growth, as ancient teachings like the Emerald Tablets suggest. Think of these challenges as stones in a stream. At first, they seem to block your path, but over time, the water flows over and around them, shaping both the stones and the stream. Just as the water grows stronger, so do you, as each obstacle you face molds and strengthens your spirit. These challenges can feel overwhelming, and it's easy to see them as daunting, even impossible to overcome. But shadow work offers a structured approach to transform these obstacles into opportunities for growth. Start by identifying the emotional trigger that a challenge brings up. Is it fear? Doubt? Then reflect on what deeper fear or insecurity it touches. Finally, journal or meditate on how you can confront and integrate this aspect of yourself. By releasing old wounds and unresolved emotions, you free yourself from the cycle of repeating the same life challenges over and over again. Consider Sarah, who faced constant anxiety around relationships. Through shadow work, she discovered that her fear of abandonment stemmed from childhood wounds. As she confronted and healed these wounds, her relationships transformed. What challenges are shaping your life right now? Overcoming them isn't just about survival. It's about profound personal empowerment. As you face and conquer these trials, you step into a stronger, more authentic version of yourself. Chapter 8. The Light Beyond the Veil. But what if the fog clouding your path isn't random? Could it be a deliberate distraction, keeping you from seeing your true journey? Discernment is essential in spiritual practice, especially when navigating the two types of evil, one that fosters growth and one that seeks to trap you in fear. Picture discernment as the light of a lighthouse, guiding ships safely through the storm. Without this light, you risk being tossed aimlessly between challenges meant to elevate you and those designed to keep you stuck. Misjudging these forces can have serious consequences. Confusing a growth opportunity for something malicious may cause you to retreat, while mistaking manipulation for a necessary struggle might leave you trapped in old patterns. The key to discernment is shadow work. By exploring the hidden aspects of yourself, you sharpen your awareness, allowing you to see through the fog of manipulation. The more you understand your shadow, the clearer it becomes which struggles push you forward and which are simply distractions. Take a moment to reflect on a current struggle in your life. Is it guiding you toward growth, or is it keeping you rooted in old habits? How can you tell? What fears or doubts does it stir up? The more clarity you gain through shadow work, the better you'll discern the true nature of your challenges, empowering both personal and spiritual growth. As you learn to distinguish between these two evils, you unlock new levels of understanding and strength. Chapter 9. Decoding the Invisible Forces. Let's dive into practical examples of discernment where the stakes feel real. Imagine you're pursuing a personal goal, but suddenly everything seems to go wrong. Your car breaks down, a project falls apart, and you feel drained. Is this a test from the Lord of Three, challenging your resilience and commitment? Or are the brothers of darkness at work, using these setbacks to discourage and trap you in despair? Discernment helps you differentiate whether this is a synchronistic test pushing you to grow or a manipulation keeping you stuck. Take relationship conflicts, for example. Sometimes they highlight wounds we need to heal, opportunities for growth. Other times, they are distractions, meant to entangle us in fear and insecurity. Can you sense the difference? Shadow work sharpens this ability, helping you identify whether the conflict is a mirror for inner healing or a trap to keep you in old patterns. The dark night of the soul is another experience that requires discernment. Is it a purging process, clearing out what no longer serves you, or a psychic attack meant to pull you into fear? By staying grounded and practicing shadow work, you can navigate these murky waters with clarity. Ultimately, you have the tools to navigate these experiences. The key is reflection. Are you being tested for growth or manipulated to stay in place? The answers lie within, waiting to be uncovered. Chapter 10. A revelation awaits. Look, the real battle isn't between light and darkness. It's between your fear of the unknown and your ability to embrace it. The power of light always triumphs over darkness, like a sunrise breaking through the night, casting shadows away. The Emerald Tablets remind us that confronting the brothers of darkness requires courage and unwavering focus on the light. By seeking this divine light, you dispel their influence and awaken to higher truths. The challenges presented by the Lord of Three are not obstacles to fear, but opportunities for transformation. These trials strengthen and refine you, pushing your soul toward growth. Now is the time to embrace your shadow work journey, a path of self-discovery that leads to awakening and unity. Each step forward is a testament to your resilience and divine potential. The journey of transformation is continuous. As you reflect on your own challenges and growth, remember that every experience is shaping you into a stronger, more enlightened being. Keep moving toward the light, knowing that true power comes from within. This is just the beginning. You've just delved deep into the transformative journey of shadow work, uncovering the hidden aspects of yourself and the obstacles that hold you back. But what if the universe is whispering even more secrets to you? The video you see on the screen reveals the extraordinary world of synchronicities, those magical moments that guide you toward your true path. Ignoring these signs could mean missing the crucial insights that can elevate your journey. Click the video now to unlock the hidden messages shaping your destiny.